Welcome to Brainy Logic. In today's video, we are going to talk about 7 everyday habits that are actually damaging your brain. Enjoy the video. While most of us take good care of our bodies, we neglect to consider how the activities we engage in throughout the day can actually affect our brains. This can lead to some negative outcomes, particularly when it comes to memory and cognition. When your brain doesn't get what it needs from your lifestyle choices, it can't work optimally. In order to keep your brain in tip-top shape, you need to make sure you aren't engaging in these 7 everyday habits that are actually damaging your brain. 1. Smoking. Do you smoke? You may be surprised to learn that smoking is a major contributor to brain damage. No matter how much money you spend on fancy e-cigarettes, smoking kills your brain cells and makes it harder for your brain to think quickly and recall information. Even secondhand smoke has been linked to long-term changes in behavior, cognition, and mood. In fact, some research has shown that exposure may trigger symptoms similar to those of Alzheimer's disease. While quitting is always difficult, knowing that it could significantly improve cognitive function may help make it easier. Plus, there are lots of free resources available like hotline numbers and online support groups. 2. Drinking alcohol. Over the course of a long time, excessive drinking can have serious consequences, including loss of short-term and long-term memory. Studies show that alcohol abusers, defined as those who consume 5 or more drinks a day, tend to have poor scores on certain cognitive tests, such as the capacity to plan, concentrate, and remember, when compared to people who drink less. Furthermore, some studies seem to show a link between alcohol abuse and a shrinking hippocampus, which may be an indication of irreversible damage to the brain. 3. Excessive caffeine. If you think it's okay to fire up that pot of coffee first thing in the morning, think again. The stress hormone cortisol naturally increases at night to help you wake up. And while coffee gives your body a small hit, constant caffeine consumption can actually lead to chronically elevated levels of cortisol. Research shows that prolonged exposure leads to impaired memory function, a depressed mood, and anxiety. So if your cup of joe is interfering with daily activities, like getting enough sleep or enjoying your evening jog, it's time to switch to something healthier like green tea. But if you enjoy your coffee high but not want to stress your body, invest in a French press. 4. Stressful environments. It's no secret that being exposed to stress makes it harder for your brain to function optimally. In fact, stress can lead to an increase in cortisol, the hormone associated with stress, which can decrease blood flow to your brain and cause neurons within your hippocampus, which is a critical region for learning and memory, to degenerate at a faster rate. A decline in neuronal health means a decline in cognition and memory function. Bottom line, don't make work more stressful than it has to be by taking on too much or keeping yourself under constant pressure. 5. Watching too much TV. Watching TV for too long could cause cognitive decline and forgetfulness over time. People who spend more than 2 hours a day watching television have a higher risk of dementia, according to new research from UCLA. Experts found that people who spent more than 5 hours a day in front of a screen were more likely to experience problems with thinking and memory skills. Those who watched between 2 and 5 hours per day also experienced increased risks, but not as high as those spending more than 5 hours each day, said researchers. From the results of their research with 2,692 adults aged 65 and older for 10 years, the researchers found that those who spent more than 2 hours a day in front of the TV experienced faster cognitive decline. 6. Not getting enough sleep. Getting enough sleep is essential for healthy brain function. Sleep deprivation can lead to poor decision-making, emotional instability, impaired memory, and a lower resistance to infections. According to the National Sleep Foundation, most adults need between 7 and 9 hours of sleep every night. Not only will more sleep make you more efficient at work, it'll also help keep your mind sharp, so you'll be better equipped to solve problems and process information in the long run. While getting an adequate amount of shut-eye is crucial, what you do before bedtime can also play a major role in how well your brain functions during waking hours. 7. Lack of exercise. One reason you may be less sharp when you're older is that you don't exercise enough. The scientific conclusion is that exercising leads to a strengthening of your muscle and will ensure that you don't lose their integrity as you age. And if you stop using your muscles as much as you age, then they become weaker. You can also protect your brain from shrinkage by keeping your blood circulating well. A recent study in neurology showed that people with poor cardiovascular health, specifically those who were overweight or obese, were at greater risk of developing Alzheimer's disease than those with better cardiovascular health. Consider eating a healthy diet and exercising regularly to help keep your heart healthy for many years to come. Well, that's all for today's video about 7 everyday habits that are actually damaging your brain. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and to also hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time we release another video. See you next time on Brainy Logic.